Hello everyone, welcome to our Tuesday talk. So happy to be here, and as usual, humble to know that you guys are reaching out, and we have our conversations and we encourage each other. So welcome to this beautiful Tuesday. I was gonna say Saturday. This beautiful Tuesday. It's a beautiful day out there. At least where I'm at, it's nice and sunny. Not too hot yet. I don't know what the rest of the day will bring us, but I am just so blessed to be able to talk to you. And like I always say, I'm blessed to be 6 feet above versus 6 feet below. So let's give thanks today for being able to speak to each other, for being able to share with each other, encourage each other. Welcome those that are just jumping on. And if you're watching the replay, absolutely, we even welcome you more, because that means that you were busy, but then you took the time to go ahead and join us. And don't forget at the end of the video to like and then click on the bell that says notify me when Anime goes live, so that you don't miss our conversations. And my topic today is don't hang in there. You might ask yourself, how you mean don't hang in there? I'm supposed to, stay. I'm not supposed to give up. Well, let's flip it the other way. How many times you have talked to people and you ask them, hey, how you doing today? And you're all peppy, even though maybe you don't feel you're 100%, but you see someone and you say, hey, how you doing? Or, how's your day going? And you get this reply about hanging in there. To me, that's almost like you're barely making it. And I know a lot of us go through situations, that are internal to us, or our families, maybe in our jobs, in our marriages, with our children. But at the same time, it's so important to watch what we say. Now, if you think of it, when you think of the word hang, what do you think? Don't you think of a rope? Don't you think of like maybe you falling off a cliff? So then why would you say that you're hanging? When I hear hanging in there, it makes me feel like you're on a noose. You know what I mean? You know, rope around your neck and you're hanging in there. No, we're not hanging in there. We're making it happen. If you're listening to me today, I know you're the type of individual that wants more out of life, that wants to go further. So why would you say you're hanging in there? Don't hang in there. Make it happen. You always hear people, not only, millionaires or successful people, but people that know what it takes to go further in life, that always say fake it till you make it, right? That doesn't mean that you're lying. What it means is that you have to internally put the thoughts in your mind as if you have already arrived, as if you have already accomplished. So you're not hanging in there. Let's stop hanging in there. We've talked already about the words that come out of your mouth, the power of the tongue. So why would you say you're hanging in there like you're about to fall? And I know sometimes it's fear why we say certain things, but listen, we were born with two fears: fear of loud noises and fear of falling, right? Anything else is self-imposed, but because we're constantly telling ourselves or thinking those thoughts, that's why as adults, we grow up with these things that sometimes not even your fault, sometimes it's not your parents' fault, but it's people that have conditioned them, and then they condition us, and then we in turn condition our children to hang in there. There's no hanging in there. I learned from a good friend of mine, Cleone. I know she's listening to us today. I'm sure she'll watch the video later. Many years ago, she said that we were talking about passwords, and you know how it is in internet or whatever, phones or whatever, everything that you do, you need a password, right? And no matter what, there's bad people out there and they hack into our stuff and whatever. But she always said, and I kept that until this day, and I practice it, and it has changed my mindset immensely. She said, not only for herself, but for her two daughters. And if you don't know Cleone Boston, search her out in social media, in Facebook, and search out what her daughters are doing, and then you'll say why this makes sense. She said that anytime she created a password, it wasn't, a variation of her date of birth or her kid's date of birth or your nickname when you were growing up. her password was always something that had to do with winning. And I said, you know something, that makes so much sense. And from the time I heard her say that, all of my passwords have something to do with winning. If it's not winner, winning, I mean, I shouldn't tell you this, but listen, life is life. You know, not necessarily in the computer, but in anything I do. Something to remind me. Like, let's say I need to get reminded of something. I put winning something, or about to win. I am a winner. The best at this. You know, this is what we need to do. Condition ourselves to win and not be worrying about failure. Yes, Bella just said that it's a successful password. It's successful. It goes into your mind. Remember, whatever you speak, it goes into your outer ear, and it, you know, just like when you hear somebody else talk. You know, when you're talking, it's self-talk. When you're talking to somebody, you know, you're listening to yourself. So why walk around, even if you're not feeling super down? Because I've asked people, hey, how you doing? Oh, I'm hanging in there. And I'm like, well, what's going on? Oh, nothing. Okay, so why are you hanging in there? You know, you don't have to be like me or like Bella, that's always like, you know, about to explode with so much joy and you know, the feelings of success or winning. But you have to find a tool that helps you uplift yourself, right? It's so important to watch the words that you say, because that's going to condition your mindset. No matter what, you know, every time you talk, I heard a public speaker said a couple of days ago, when you talk, your brain is eavesdropping on what you're saying. Isn't that clever? You know, because we always think about watching on what we say to other people. But how about what you say to yourself about yourself? What we tell our children, we say all the time, oh, you have to talk to your kids in a way, you know, for them not to feel down, for them to have good self-esteem and all of that. But you are the first one to have to practice it on yourself. Also, it's so important to do it with your kids. You know, haven't you found yourself telling your child, especially when they're 2-3 years old, get down from there before you fall? But they don't have the fear that we have, right? So then you implant in their mind that they're going to fall. Guess what? Bram, they fall. And then you say, you see, I told you. Yes, you didn't predict it. You conditioned their mind to fall because they were fearless. They were doing whatever they were doing. I mean, I'm not talking about walking through fire and that kind of stuff. You know, we have to teach our kids, don't put your hand on the stove, don't put your fingers in the socket. You know, that's different. I'm talking about being fearless on things. I mean, our brain, for some reason, right, we're conditioned or we're made to protect ourselves. Sometimes we say, well, I can't do this because I'm not motivated. Most of the times, it's because we have fear. Motivation has nothing to do with it, right? As a human being, as our brains want to protect us from failure. So instead of saying, well, I'm not motivated, you know, instead of saying I'm afraid to do it, we'll say, well, I'm not motivated. I need some outside motivation. No, you need to deal with that fear. If you want to be the best parent, the best business owner, the best employee, the best student, the best whatever, you have to walk through that. You know, and as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. Those who know me know my story. You know, it's not easy. You know, it's not easy, but we have to condition our mind. I'm going to give you 2 books before I finish. Of course, I always say, you know, I don't get paid for endorsing these books, but these are books that have helped me in my walk to success, on my way to success. I haven't arrived, but I have to continue conditioning my mindset so that I could get further. And I always feel that, you know, there's no such thing as, you know, you arrive. Yes, you might achieve this goal, but there's always something else. You know, if you are that kind of person that likes a challenge or wants to succeed, there's no such thing as, okay, I arrived, that's it, I'm not doing anything else. That's not your mindset and that's not your spirit, right? But anyway, I was talking about hanging in there. Let's stop with the hanging in there, right? And let's say, I am working on it, I am making it. They have that song that says, it's not the top, or it's not the climb, it's the process. You know what I'm talking about. I don't remember the exact words, but it's what you're doing on the process to that top of that mountain. What you're doing, what are you becoming on your way there? Because you've maybe read or listened to stories of people that have climbed Mount Everest or whichever, all these peaks, that I don't know the names of. And when they arrive, they're already thinking on what's their next challenge. They're not saying, okay, well, I arrived, let me hang around here a little bit. No, maybe on the way up, they're so excited. They know they're going to accomplish, and they're already thinking, I'm going to accomplish this. So my next thing is maybe swim, I don't know, from here to whatever other side of the ocean or the other state or whatever it is. Because that's how they have conditioned their mind, motivated themselves. Now, of course, we need outward motivation. That's why we have inspirational people. And mind you, let me take a little pause. If you have challenges, health or mental health challenges, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking, there's professionals that you talk about that. I'm talking about, you need that motivation to get up and do something. Start working out, study for this test. Let me raise my hand right here, so that you can accomplish this specific thing that you're doing. Right? That's what I'm talking about, conditioning your mind with that. You need that motivation. Okay, so what's keeping you back, what's keeping us back is that fear, right? False evidence appearing real. We weren't born with it. We learned it because we heard no so many times, because we heard people saying, you can't do this because Johnny did it and this is what happened to him. Okay, well, that was Johnny's experience. Maybe Johnny didn't take the right precautions. Maybe Johnny didn't study enough for that test. Maybe, the amount of people that we see on social media that they have accomplished, let's say, passing the bar to become an attorney. And they're so proud because they know how hard they work, how much they study, what they have to go through. But somebody else might say, well, no, I'm not going to do that because that's not for me. But maybe they really wanted to be an attorney, but the fear of failing that test or the process is what keeping them back. If you really search, you'll find people that have had to take the test several times. Right? I mean, how many people that have to take the driving test, not the written test, 4 or 5 times before? But they could drive. They've been driving since they're 14, in the backyard. But then the written test, it was like a mental block, because that fear of, I don't think I know all the information, or it's too much information. Guys, let's stop hanging in there and let's start pushing forward. Let's stop saying the words that are keeping us back. Let me say that again. Let's stop saying the words that are keeping us back. When you hear successful people say fake it until you make it, it means speak as if you have already obtained, arrived, succeeded, won before you get there. That's what you're faking. Not your actions. You got to do the work. You got to do the action. Ain't nothing going to happen unless you do. Trust me, I raise my hand again. Because there's things that I haven't accomplished because I haven't taken the steps or done the action consistently to arrive. So there's no more hanging in there. There's no more, well, I'll see, no. If you can say something positive about yourself, just like when we say, if I don't have nothing positive to say about Johnny, it's best I don't say anything. And you're proclaiming yourself like, you're holier than thou because you didn't speak negative. But when it comes to you, I'm so dumb. I'm so fat. I'm so lazy. I can't get up early. So then if you don't have anything positive to say about yourself, don't say it. Period. Don't say it. That's the important part right here. I'm seeing that it says low connection. I hope you can hear me. I don't want to say much and then we get lost. I promised that I was going to suggest 2 books. Big one, Magic of Thinking Big. That is, you know, when I read that book years ago, and I've read it several times, it's so important to see and think bigger than what you think it is. You know, Magic of Thinking Big is not a matter of, you know, the book is not about, okay, well, I'm going to exaggerate. No, it's the magic of conditioning your mind to achieve and obtain, succeed, you know. And I always use this example. If you want to be the best parent, you know, you don't mean that you have to be the best business owner or the richest business owner. Whatever is important to you, you have to condition your mind and start thinking as if you were already. You know, people that we know that have challenges maybe with drug addiction or alcohol, you know, a lot of times they fear that they're not able to live without whatever is keeping them back. But thinking that you have already overcome that is a big help. Another book besides Magic of Thinking Big is Think and Grow Rich. Right? And it's about the mindset. Maybe you don't want to be rich. Maybe you don't want to be wealthy. It doesn't matter. It's whatever you want. It starts up here. That is in the title. Think and grow, whatever it is. But I'll leave you with those 2 books. I'm seeing my connection is playing a little bit, so I really don't want to stay talking and lose you guys. Again, I am so happy and blessed that you guys have joined me here today. I am humbled to know that my friends and my Tuesday Talk family reach out and encourage me as well. And let's continue doing this. And like I always say, bye for now. See you next time.